Okay, hello, welcome back to another game of chess. Today we're playing e4 as per usual. My opponent is going to respond with a Sicilian. Of course, we're going to go for the Menger Sicilian here with a3. They go for knight c6, meaning we get to play b4, this wild line where we sacrifice a full pawn here to then play c3. Ooh, unless they don't accept our sacrifice, they are scared. Our opponent rated 1984. We're playing George Orwell, apparently. Basically, if they don't take this pawn, the idea is to go for b5, I think, in general. This is what I recommend as a broad thing to remember in the video that I've made on this opening. If you want to learn this, if this looks exciting to you, then I will link that video in the description. It is, I think, my best tutorial. I would be so humble as to say. And the point is that we kick this knight straight away, forcing our opponent to break one of the opening principles of obviously not moving your piece more than once. And they jump into the center, and we can really abuse this knight. In the sense that, I mean, we can play c3 and kick it about again. It obviously can't take the pawn because the pawn's defended. We go here, the knight's forced to e6. From which we could play d4. And if takes, we've got two central pawns, maybe even playing d5. I like this, guys. I really like this. We forced the knight to absolutely dance. If the knight goes back to e6 as well, which I'm pretty sure it has to, I don't really see another move for the knight. The queen dominates all of these squares, and the pawn holds here. Then we can go d4, and we're just pushing pawns. We are also very much violating standard opening principles, as we have not even touched a piece yet in his move 6. Cheers. I've got a lychee. I actually have no idea how to pronounce this. I think it's lychee, Rubicon here. But the knight's in the way of the e pawn, which is going to stunt the development of this bishop at least, and also black's claim to the center. So we can kind of just leave this here, looking a bit stupid. But it's not so obvious what we want to do with our center. Maybe playing e5 makes sense. Trying to claim that spatial advantage here. Maybe playing bishop d3. Okay, I'm going to go for e5 here. I don't really want them to take. I want to claim this space advantage. I want to leave the knight here looking a bit stupid as they go for this, ready to fianchetto the bishop, or at least bring it out the other way because you can't push this pawn yet. It makes sense, but at the same time, it's like, okay, if you're trying to fianchetto the bishop, you're staring at a hefty pawn chain. And now we can start to think about developing our pieces, I think. So, I mean, knight f3 seems reasonable. Also, you guys, of course, whenever we see g6, we've always got to consider the game plan of going h4, h5, trying to bite on this hook, because I'd imagine our opponent tries to develop the bishop, move the knight and castle. Although, where can you even move the knight? I dominate this, you can't move the pawn. They might put something on h6. I think knight f3 can't be a bad move. We develop the knight, add a little security to d4, one step closer to castling kingside, although I'm not sure I will castle kingside. I would have played bishop d3 had they not gone g6, but I think probably it's less obvious that the bishop's good here, now that the pawn's on g6. Wow. Okay, so they want to play bishop h6, right? I think. This is insane, because where are they castling? That's a very committal move. Okay, this is already a stupid looking game. We're on move 8. So, you know, you got what you came here for. Now I think bishop d3 makes a lot of sense because this pawn is significantly weaker. They go for knight h6, trying to angle for f5 almost certainly. I could take that. But then the bishop comes here and I give them an absolutely beautiful bishop. But there's even like ideas of... Wait, can I play like knight h4 now? Idea being, if you go here, I take, pawn takes, and then pick up the pawn here, and all this is ruined. And if knight h4, and you don't do it like, say you play some random move like bishop b7, I mean, I'd be so tempted to sacrifice this knight and take on here with check. Guys, we're going knight h4. We're going knight h4 just because this looks so beautiful as a potential idea. We also temporarily stop this, and I don't think there's an obvious way to kick our knight from h4 without playing g5, of course, but that just hangs a... Oh, sorry, that does not hang a pawn because the knight defends. But if they do play g5, then f5 becomes a lot less accessible because, of course, that is no longer a supported position by a pawn. So they move the bishop. Oh, guys. You know you're just tempting me here. Takes with check. They can block with the knight. Maybe queen f3, because if they play knight here defending... Okay, whoa, let's do some calculation. Knight takes, pawn takes, bishop takes. If they play king here, I've just got a feeling that has to be good. Maybe we pick up this. But if we go knight takes, pawn takes, bishop takes, knight blocks, let's say queen f3. If knight g5 we take, if rook f8, oh guys, I like this. We're just going to go for it. We're going to go for it because why not? Of course we're going to sack the knight. This is what we're here to do. Play some beautiful chess. They take, we're going to take an explosive sacrifice as they move the king. Okay, so they move the king. I can get 3 pawns for my knight. Although the king might be safe over here. I kind of doubt it though because we can blow this up. Like straight away, I can take here and I'm threatening to take on d5. That's got to be good, right? Yeah, we're gonna do this. I mean, the king's walked into the d file. I mean, just principally speaking, you don't even have to really make any calculation here. Just tear open the center. That's where the king is. That's where the queen is. I mean, I can just okay, but now we're just taking here, right? Surely. I mean, check. It's another pawn. Oh, whoa, 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 guys. Guys. I mean, hello. Check. King here by force. I mean, I could also just take this rook. I've just realized that is so slow for me to not realize that straight away. But is there something better? Check king here. I don't think so. I think we should just pick up this rook. What an idea! You can just trust this idea of breaking up at the center. I think we just take the rook here. Taking the rook. Making sure there's no, for instance, like somehow discovered check with the bishop. That's the only thing that can really go wrong here. Because if you move the bishop, we can trade the queens, and then we're going to be up a lot of material, and it's going to be a relatively easy conversion. We can probably just start snap trading stuff and win the game from there. So you can't move the bishop because we just trade the queens. There's no functional check, it seems. And what are you doing about me just taking this? Oh my days. So I take this, you have to block with the bishop, then I come here. Oh, guys, surely that's a blunder, right? We take. Oh, they can go king here now, but that's no way. That's a good move. So they block with the bishop. Now, I'd imagine a good approach is actually bishop to e4. Attack the bishop. Oh, we do have this as well, though. The king has to stay attached to the bishop. Oh, this could be interesting. b6, b6. So the king has to stay attached to the bishop, of course, because otherwise we're just taking the bishop. If it goes here, then we go check, and then you're in huge trouble. So check, the king has to go here to c8, and then I don't know how convincing that then is. Because we could try and pin it here, this knight holds, but we could, for instance, go bishop takes, rook takes, and then bishop f5. Okay, I'm sort of toying between bishop e4 or b6. After b6, king c8, we lose the opportunity to go bishop e4 because there's no longer the pin. So here, I'm not really seeing anything. So we're gonna go for bishop to e4, attacking the pin piece. I'm fairly sure you just have to defend this. Then b6. Oh guys, b6 after. Okay, there's a mistake our opponent can make here. They have to defend the bishop with the queen. Now they can do that on one of 2 squares, either the red one here or the blue one here. Okay, they go for the right one. If they'd gone here, we go check, and then the king's forced away because the queen takes this square. But now if we go check, the king can go back. I feel like we should just trade all this off, I'll be completely honest. If we go here, it could be a mistake, because after king here, takes, king takes, we can't hold on to the pawn. Okay, we're just going to trade. Trade everything off. I don't think there was anything more accurate there. We can have a look, though. And honestly, we're just going to trade. I mean, we can trade our undeveloped bishop for a potentially stressful knight. And as long as we don't blunder anything on here, then we will be fine. So, I mean, I'm tempted to play king d2, actually. But I feel like castling makes a lot of sense. Yeah, we're just going to castle. And we're up a rook and 3 pawns for a bishop. We've got rook e1 inbound. And then like a4. And we've got 2 connected pass pawns here. All I need to do is probably play rook a2, actually, to lift the rook. Would be useful. And just get out of the way of this. But I mean, there's no danger here. Now the king's not on here. They move the bishop. A tempting move might be c4, but I don't want to grant the knight this square for no reason. So, if I'm honest, we're just going to develop the knight. I mean, that's the only thing that can really go wrong here, is that we're too underdeveloped. I don't know what this achieves. They're going to go for like here and some hopeful checkmating idea. We're just going to go here and hit the bishop and hit the pawn. So you can't move the bishop because then I take... Oh no, whoa, I can't take the pawn because it's defended. But this is, I mean, it's a good centralizing move for the knight. Let's just push. If you go here, then I can take this. Or can I? King attacks. But I can always go check, and there's no way to then attack the knight. That's pretty saucy, to be fair. So they push the pawn. Trying to go for some kind of cheese here, but I'll be honest, I'm not really seeing it for my opponent. Okay, how do we convert this? I mean, we're so winning. I think a5 makes sense, maybe. Thing is, I'm never really threatening to do this, but I might be threatening to do this. Right, let's just play a5. I mean, we got some pawns here. Let's push them. Okay, now we're going to take this with check. You can't even approach the knight anymore. So the king has to move. And, I mean, I could just play g3. This is fine, I think. Could probably also get away with a move like this. I can also go check, actually, which could be pleasant. Don't have the most time. Check here. Let's just play g3. There's nothing to go wrong here. This check, we can just go up. You take, we can just take again. I'm not actually threatening to take this knight, of course, but I mean, there's no harm in playing g3 just to prevent any shenanigans on g2. And I like, actually, I'm going to take with this so we open up the rook. Yeah, that's really nice. Now the knight is hanging. There's also a potential idea of rook f8. Here and here. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Yeah, we're gonna, you know what? I'm going to try and get a really nice checkmate here. That's the plan, at least. Let's bring the king up. There's no more checks. I just want to leave the rook open. I don't really care about going over and attacking this knight. I want to leave my rook open. We've got the pawns here. The knight here. This is looking very nice. I mean, I have a million ways to win this game, but we're going to try and do it beautifully. Oh, so I can't take this because the bishop actually defends. You know what? Alpha move right now. King h1. How about that? I just, you know, just what are you going to do? I just put my king right in the corner. I don't care about going out here and attacking your knight. I care more about the fact that your knight's now hanging. You move it, and here's where I can go check. Maybe it would have been more accurate to do this first. Then I can go check. And I mean, we're at least winning a piece here, because then I go check. King takes. Check. You can't go here because I fork. I need to kind of be careful here because I don't actually have much time. I need to probably just make sure I actually win the game rather than doing this too crazily. If you go here, wow, king there. We're actually just gonna do this. Cut the king off here. Cut the king off here, and they. I mean, we're just gonna go rook b1, rook a8, and I'm not sure how you really stop that. Obviously, that's not going to be checkmate, but we're going to force the exchange, and then it's going to be very much pre-movable. Because it wouldn't be a true Will Taylor chess video without an unnecessary time scramble at the end, because I just thought for too long. Now we can take this and just go all the way over here. And we're just going to be able to play rook b1 next move with possible certainty. Check. Here, here, here. King's still trapped, got all the pieces. That's what we like to see. Trap the king off here. Check. Check. That was held by the knight, of course. Check. Now it's again held by the knight, then we can go check here. All the way up here, and that's going to be checkmate with plenty of time to spare. Let's have a look at the analysis. Okay, so here we are in the analysis. If we scroll down here, the graph of that game looks fairly beautiful from move 13 onwards. I think, yeah, okay, so our knight sack was inaccurate. This bit of significant being worse. I mean, it's not actually so significant, but That was only due to our knight sack, I believe. Well, I guess we'll have a look at the game. So 94% accuracy, not too bad, but yeah, apparently made a mistake. Was it d takes c5? Okay, so let's go through the game. I played e4, they went for a Sicilian, and we saw this Mengarini line, which of course this classes as an inaccuracy, but if we look at the Masters database here, this is by far the most played move in this position. Beautiful stuff. Magnus Carlsen played it. Look at that guy. What a beautiful man. b4, and we see this. Now let's turn the engine here. Okay, so it likes knight f3, but b5 is also a great move, and b5 is only punishable by knight to a5. Which is a weird move to play because after here we go c3, knight goes back, we go d4. Here, e5, okay, so we've played this perfectly so far. Knight to f3, best move. h5 is weird, and then it likes a4 here, but bishop d3, fine. Knight here, and we go for knight to a4. Okay, I mean, honestly, the engine doesn't hate what we're doing so far. Bishop here, okay, you know what? It's not that bad. I will take it, it's not that bad. What we do is we tear open the position with an inaccuracy, then move the king. How is that the mistake? How do you want me to play a4 there? Okay, maybe 92 makes some sense, but how is that the mistake? I mean, our opponent, of course, blundered, allowing us to go in and pick up this rook, which I'll be honest, I was very slow to see, but apparently they had king c7. And I'm just worse here. I was thinking I could even play something like this, but I'd imagine, I guess this falls and actually the king's really safe here somehow. Wow. So taking this was just a bad move because of king c7, but if I go a4, king c7, and then I go a5, I mean, I don't, like, what? And if I go like, okay, say I go knight d2 instead, and king c7 happens, then we go like this, no, we castle, no. I'll be honest, the engine has absolutely no idea what's going on. a4 to play a5 is dank though, because then the king's not safe here. I assumed I could play that later, I'll be honest. But after apparently king c7 here, if then a4, then the knight can take here, and then a5. And apparently king b8, and they're fine. Okay, I mean, this is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous. What we got was we put our opponent in a very hard position. They made a mistake, and we picked up the rook. Excellent stuff. Then we take this with check, great. Bishop e7, bishop e4, best move. If we go check, king here, and it's a little less strong. Okay, that was correct. Then queen here, as I said, if they went queen here, we go b6, king comes off, and we pick this up for free. So the queen goes across, and then I just decide to go for this fat trade, which makes a lot of sense. If we give the engine a second, it will catch up and say 8 point something. There we go. And now, okay, taking this, probably not the most accurate, but it just makes it a lot simpler, less pieces, less to think about, castling, playing knight d2, and I mean, from here on out, you see it was a pretty easy conversion. Going for a4, pushing the pawn, going takes first. Wait, the engine preferred g3 instead of takes? Why? Oh no, okay, give it a second, and it catches up with my genius. And I did have b6, because if here I just go king h1, and then this is hanging. Oh, that's nice. And you just can't really move any, because like say you move this, then okay, apparently I'm just pushing and winning. That's beautiful. But instead we go for this, taking with this pawn, knight goes check, we go here, knight goes check, and then king h1. Top engine move, may I say. May I say. Leaving the f file open, and sorry about that. Yeah, we see the check best move, king moves, fork the pieces. Apparently I had this as well, but this is just so simple to convert now. Bring the rook across to here, best move to cut it off. And okay, I mean, now it's just a simple matter of checkmate. I had a mate. Oh, I go here and use the knight, do I? If the king moves? Oh, then of course that, oh my, I just go the other side. Yeah, that was really inefficient, but I was kind of slightly panicking on time, so I just decided to do it in this incredibly inefficient way, but getting the ladder mate done in the end. Pretty fun game. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Thank you very much for watching. Hopefully there's something you can learn from that. Our sacrifice was hopefully enjoyable, but apparently the conversion, yeah, this, and they had king c7. But you know king c7 is the only move here. Look at this. Anything else is losing. But king c7, and everything's fine. So, I mean, king c7 takes, oh yeah, and of course king b8. Takes and king b8, yeah. This is some ridiculous engine stuff. No human plays king c7 takes and then king b8. I mean, maybe a human plays king c7 to let this be defended. But okay, they can take back here, and then we go f4. And then this is still much weaker and much more playable. But apparently, king b8. What a time to be alive, man. When the king's on b8. If I go f4, and the queen can take. You know what? Beautiful game. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.